lasted. Bring it back.
What else were we going to talk about? Oh, that's right. Absolute Superman
Comic books. Holy fuck
Knocking
me.
over the shit.
Knocking over shit left and right.
This book sucks ass. No, I'm
I
kidding.
know.
Whoa! I'm just kidding. This is Absolute Superman number 4, DC All In. I gotta tell you, I'm trying to find the credits. Son of a bitch, it's always at the end. I'm trying to get the credits so I can get the people. Written by Jason Aaron. Vamp for me, Tyler. He's not vamp.
Why all the things not in front where they should be so I can find them really easily?
At least Wonder Woman and Batman have the curtain. No, I guess even Batman put it in the back.
Actually, a lot of them. The last Wonder Woman, there was like 8 pages before the fucking. All right, read it off, man.
Jason Aaron's the writer.
Okay.
Rafa Sandoval is the artist.
All right.
Ulysses.
Do you want me to read it?
Because it looks.
I'm
I
good
don't
with
want to
names.
say what I
It's
think
fine.
it says,
Yeah, I'm
and
good with
I'm
names.
afraid it's gonna sound wrong.
Ulysses Ariela, colorist. Becca Carey, letterer. Rafa Sandoval and Ulysses Ariela, cover.
I just love how you're like, oh, I've got it. Give me this.
Well, I knew where you were going. And anybody who pays attention to this show, which is nobody, knew where I was going to. And if you own this book, you know where I was going to because you couldn't help think it.
Titties.
Unless.
Okay, so
Okay.
you and I were talking. You mentioned how.
Did I just say titty?
Well, you said it again, Tyler. Go sit in the
Tyler!
Hey, you go sit in the horny corner. All right. Anyway, you mentioned we both talked about how we felt like Absolute Batman number 4 kind of grinds that story to a halt.
It's a
to
little
do
bit
that
of a filler issue.
huge
Yeah.
filler flashback story. Not the same artist, so maybe they needed extra time.
Which is like, fuck you. You've been doing this for a year, and you know, you should have had at least the. Come on.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Wonder Woman was not a flashback. It was a straightforward. Enjoyed it a
They've
lot.
had flashbacks that were part of each issue.
Yeah.
But like Absolute Batman started to do in the first 3 issues and was really good at it, is the flashbacks. And doing it in such a way, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And so what I really like about this issue, and
That's like, okay. Whoa.
so what I like about this one, this issue, is it's not a flashback. It is continuing on from issue 3. And I think what I love most about it is how little of Superman is in it.
Yeah.
Because this does so much with world building. And, dude, I'm going to be honest. This series has won me over. Like, you and I both were not into this. And then that second and third issue, I was like, okay, I see what he's doing now. I'm vibing with. And this, I think, surprised me in how much I ended up enjoying it. Like, wow, I like this. And I think a lot of it is, the fact that he's not in it a bunch. And it's from Lois's perspective.
Yep.
And,
she is, yeah.
And it's playing with the tropes where she is doing what she would do in a Superman book, but rather than for journalism, it's law enforcement.
We also have a side plot involving Christopher Smith, which is the Peacemaker you see
Which I called
on the show.
Last issue, I called that. I said, I bet you the guy that shoots the civilian is Christopher Smith, which is John Cena.
Well, we
Peacemaker.
learn, the character that John Cena plays.
Yes.
So the Peacemaker, if you will.
James Gunn.
Even though they have all
Peacemaker.
the Peacemakers are a force of police force.
Yeah,
whatever.
in this book,
in this universe, whatever. They work for Janice.
They're like paramilitary.
They're like Black Rock.
Mercs.
They're
Yeah.
like Black Rock.
Yeah.
So Christopher, we find out that at the end of that issue, he completely missed because he's doing like his after mission debriefing with the Brainiac thing, and the Brainiac's like, "Oh, we understand your gun misfired," and he's like, "No, I tried to fucking kill them and I missed. I don't know how. Something's wrong with me." So there's that whole thing. And then at the very end of the issue, there's another subplot because he ends up actually murdering a bunch of civilians after Superman freezes him up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I'm not sure why Christopher Smith is the Peacemaker, is what we'll call him. But I'm not sure why the Peacemaker is involved in the story at all. I'm not sure. The next issue is titled "Rage of the Superman." So, and we'll get to that.
So this is what I love about it. So the whole episode, I do that. I think we do that every time we talk about a book.
It is an episode.
So this issue starts with Lois Lane saying the exact same thing to its 9-panel grid of different people from different countries, and then she sees one lady who has like a missing eye, I think, or a bandage over her eye at the very least. And she says, "Who did that to you?" And she shows up and beats the shit out of these peacemakers. Breaks one dude's fingers by taking 2 on each side and splitting it. I was like, "Jeez." And said, "You're under arrest." And then they said that then everybody has the same response. Like everybody had the same like questioning. They all had the same response. They said she was chasing a storm. Like all of them were like, "Hey,
like we can't wait until they kill you all."
But yeah, we've been looking for him and hoping he comes back, and we all pray for the rage of the Superman.
That he read what she says.
Yeah.
Here, let me see.
Yeah.
It's like towards the bottom.
It changes you being in his presence. You feel this now. I can tell. You sleep for many hours, yet still don't want to wake, because when you sleep, you see him. Yes. Burned into the darkness behind your eyes. Sometimes when you try and very hard, you can even feel the sizzle of his dust in the air, because he doesn't have a cape. Remember, it's the dust. You were struck by lightning, Agent Lane. Now you cannot help chase the storm. It went well for him as well. After he saved me and my family at the mine, and then like everybody keeps saying, and then it just says, a whisper who walks among streams screams all these. He sees all, children in cages, families clinging to rafts, grown men weeping on the factory floor. As you say, he is afraid, but not afraid of you. The Superman fears the day Lazarus will drive him to such anger he cannot help but save this world by killing you all. I pray for this. Yeah, we all pray for such a thing in every language, in every slum across the world, and it's why he has come to us now. Come to us, I know. You know, we all want the rage of the Superman.
Listen, if you don't know that that's a fucking direct correlation to our world right now.
Yeah.
I mean, what scared the shit out of me about what happened in November is, where's the good guys coming from? There are none. That's what scares me. There's nobody to stop them. And there's people in this world, in our country, who are like, "Oh, well, there's checks and balances." No, there's not. They made it. They appointed all the judges to force that shit through. They own the Supreme Court, which is the highest law in this land. Executive orders being written at an unprecedented rate. I mean, we're not talking about, oh, it's just Republicans versus Democrats. No, this is the rise of fascism in America. Sorry. But we do get some we do start learning about the Omega Men, and we get introduced to Jimmy Olsen.
I wanted to mention.
I thought he was a chick for the
scene
first
with
4
Christopher
pages.
Smith. I don't know if I read it that way.
What do you mean? It literally says he was like, "I was trying to kill them."
Yeah, but it says I read it as the Brainiac saying it was a malfunction to cover it up.
Yeah, but
he can't remember it because he blacked out.
He's trying to tell the computer, "Hey, I need help."
No, I just missed. My hand was shaking, but I was trying. I was definitely trying to shoot them.
He's trying to say, "I need help," and the Brainiac thing is trying to cover it up so that he can go back to fucking duty.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. But the thing is, why did he miss? That's why. Yeah. Because clearly at the end of the episode issue,
he shot.
I did it
Somebody
too.
Was dead.
Well, we'll get to that. But so Lois Lane is looking for
the Omega Men. Because they said if you want to find Superman, go to the Omega Men. Or look for them, because they
find her.
It's a common thing. Omega Men are going after Superman.
Superman.
They're going. They want him.
Omega Men are going after Lazarus, actually,
yes.
but they want. Yeah,
but they want Superman to join the cause. Is what I was trying to get at. Yeah.
They a kid with like a face mask and stuff shows up.
Important to note, earlier in the issue, General Lane, Lois's dad, is saying like fucking nuke Superman into oblivion.
General Lane is a
he also doesn't have
war hawk.
legs. Yeah, and he doesn't have legs, and then he eventually walks out of his house with his Lazarus branded robot legs. But
General Lane's a douche.
he says there's no point in talking to these people and reasoning and trying to reason with the Superman. He's an alien force that could rip us to shreds, nuke him. So then we have the parallel of Lois Lane meeting this person with the Omega Man who she gets the drop on, who he thinks has a drop, or they think, I don't want to spoil it.
It's a Mexican standoff at a point. So they
were
start
following
talking.
her, she gets the drop on him, says
she doesn't know that there's another
start
person.
fucking talking.
Yeah. There's a Mexican standoff, so they start talking, and then Prime Omega shows up and fucks everything up because
Primus.
Superman shows up.
Primus is Omega Primus.
Yeah.
Well, when she shows up, Jimmy is literally. We find out it's Jimmy Olsen, but we also find out that he was doing the same thing she was, because he was like, "Wait, no, I think I could talk to her. Like we were having a conversation. Don't shoot, and like don't fuck. Hold on."
So Superman and Primus
Don't
showing
fuck it
up at the same time really fucks it up because they were talking.
The Peacemakers barge in because they know what's going on with the Omega Man fighting Lane because they open fire. There's a whole shootout,
and he's like, "Stop!"
And this is what
fucking looking for me.
I texted you after I read it, and this is the part that solidified me being like, fuck, yes, I'm eating up everything Jason Aaron's doing now. I totally understand what he's doing right now. What?
You know the one we want.
I'll eat your ass.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Jason.
You're eating it up, Jason.
Right? Never mind. So, yeah, the panels of him you just see dust float in the air, and I didn't know how I felt about the dust instead of a cape, but that idea of like the dust being used to show, he's like, you got a little whiff of the dust, you see the dust, you're like, oh shit, he's here. And then the whoosh of him just showing up and then fighting off Primus and just pretty much just showing and being like, looking at Lane, being like, you leave me alone. Stop following me.
Stop looking for me is what he says.
Stop looking for me.
Yeah.
I just want to talk. I have nothing to say to you. Then I'll do the talking. But please just give me a moment. And then, that's when the Peacemakers show up. And, this part. The best thing is, that's him, all right. Remember me, pal, is what Christopher Smith says, because his helmet's fucked up. And then Superman just goes, no. And then freezes them all. I love that the Peacemakers are just fucking dork tryhards that cannot do shit to him.
They're security guards.
They literally are just mall cops. They're just mall cops.
They didn't pass the test to
They're
become
lunatic
cops.
Mall cops.
Yeah.
With guns. And then and then Jimmy is filming him leaving, and Primus is like, "What the hell?"
What? Because Jimmy Olsen's like a photographer. Ho 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 ho.
So the Peacemakers
So
finally.
Superman takes off, and there's no real resolution there. Superman takes
He
off.
just says,
Lois
"Leave
Lane.
me alone. Stop.
Yeah.
Fuck off." And then he flies away. And then,
But
they finally thaw the Peacemakers, and they're like, Smith, stand down. He's like, because he's freaking out, like, let me fucking kill. Like, he's losing his shit. And this is really good, too. He's like, what did He spit on us. And I never thought of it that way. But Superman spit us away like we were nothing, and everyone was laughing. What did I do? And he goes, oh, not much, tough guy. You just brought a storm down on all of our heads because he murdered all these civilians.
Yeah, it's clearly like women and children and men.
And then it says next, the Rage of Superman. So now we're going to see in issue 5, Superman just rain down on these fuckers. Hey, Scott Snyder, this is how you do it, my man. I'm not telling him how to write comic books at all. But I'm just saying, I felt like...
Apologies to the artist
of
Absolute Batman if he was given a ridiculous deadline. But he helped plot number 4.
Sorry, I don't...
Instead of helping to plot number 4, fucking draw number 4. Sorry.
I don't want to... I'm just playing, by the way. I'm obviously not saying... I don't want anybody to think... I love Scott Snyder's work. I just think this and Wonder Woman were so much better than Batman because they kept the momentum and the things that kept us interested in driving that story forward. And I just don't think that issue did it. And I was saying that as a joke. Obviously, I don't want to come off as like, I have the fucking comic book vibe from The Simpsons, like, Scott Snyder is shit. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
I'm
those
sure
two issues were so much better, in my opinion.
When we first started this, Absolute Batman to me was great, and Absolute Superman. I'm gonna stop saying Absolute, okay?
We're in the absolute zone.
Yeah, there you go. When we first started doing this, Batman was like, fuck yeah. Superman was like, I don't give a shit. And we hadn't yet read Wonder Woman. We read Wonder Woman, the first 2 issues, and it was like, oh, that might be my new favorite.
That blew the doors off.
Right. Then Superman with like 2 and 3 was like, ooh, this is really, really good, actually. And then Batman decided to take a fucking powder.
Take shit.
While Wonder Woman is just, and Superman are just continuing to be awesome. We get, by the way, in 2 days, we get Absolute Batman number 5, which I'll bet you anything is going to be called something something part 5 of 6.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Fucking dicks. 5 of 6. Fucking dicks.
5 or 6.
Fucking dicks. Pick up sticks, you fucking dicks. Wow. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.